The thing is, you need to build an ability to just be yourself and not be doing something. That's what the phones are taking away.
Yes.
Is the ability to just sit there, like this. That's being a person, right?
Yes.
No one can, you gotta check.
Oh man, that Louis C.K. gets me every time. He's amazing. What's this, a new podcast about media literacy? Let's listen in. What do you think of when you hear the term media literacy? Is it the ability to understand and decipher the meaning behind social media and everything we see that happens on the internet? Or is it untangling the massive media web that exists out there and then adapting this comprehension when functioning in the real world? I believe it to be both. There is this bombardment of information that lives and breathes on the internet and on television and in our pockets on our phones. There is no escaping media and its immense grasp on us. But when you have media literacy, you carry around this proficiency, this know-how. We are experts at both understanding media, but also the little messages that lie behind them. It all starts as children, when we are in the prime molding phase of manipulation and control. Saturday morning cartoons was once a major outlet for advertisers, but now with cable, there is this plethora of channels to carry their propaganda. From the time a person is born, there are now specific TV networks dedicated to their development and education, like Sprout and Baby First. This only furthers the dependence on digital media to occupy and entertain the young mind. It hooks us early on with the use of cartoons and fun images that cause attention issues, since every encounter in life does not really involve fun, colorful puppets and characters like that big purple dinosaur. As we get older, the onslaught of media only gets worse. Besides the Disney Channel running at least 3 or 4 different networks, Nickelodeon also has multiple outlets, and there's even a cartoon channel. Movies now come out almost on a monthly basis, geared specifically towards young children and with multiple marketing points, from fast food to department stores. There is no escaping the newest kid blockbuster and how they use almost every product possible to push their movie and further its advertisement. So how does this affect the early generations of children and how they are just beginning to form opinions about the world around them, but everywhere they look, they're targets for someone else's agenda? After childhood, the problem only gets worse. From the time we enter our teenage years, media begins to evolve and change into other forms that we cannot ignore. Social media now begins to show its appealing allure with friends, pictures, posts, tweets, and the ability to stay in the now. The advent of smartphones only compounded this problem with the ability to never leave the social media world and how someone is always within digital reach. Getting the most likes from pics and posts or having the most retweets now consumes teenagers and overlaps the more important things in life, like education, person-to-person contact, family, and above all, their own personal development. Another problem that teenagers face concerning digital media is the gradual addition of violence among television shows, movies, and video games. Television that was once focused on teens consisted of somewhat family-oriented program that was not focused on violence necessarily, but values and principles. Of course, everyone's problems were solved in the Tanner household in 30 minutes or less. But what's wrong with that? Who cares if the timing element is wrong? At least they were trying to convey ideals and morals that are important, but obviously take longer to implement than in half an hour. Video games that once focused on puzzles and obstacles have been slowly taken over with the sole purpose of perpetuating violence. Now there are still challenging puzzle games available, but you must admit we have come a long way from Tetris and Mario Brothers to Grand Theft Auto and all the military war-based games that are out there. It's crazy the evolution the video game industry has gone through over the past 25 years or so, and how the bestsellers and record holders now primarily consist of an extremely violent nature. Without the correct media lens and filter, society is vulnerable to this onslaught of faulty communication and information. We only hear their propaganda and ideas. We forget to form our own opinions and beliefs based on what we see in the world. How can someone shape and forge their own media literacy when the world is constantly trying to warp it? Stand above the disinformation and rise over their media bureaucracy.